welcome live viewers and replay viewers, whoever's here at any time of any day.
Hello, yay, and we're doing another ritual this morning and another coaching process.
Yeah, and this one is connecting to you to your core values so that they're your compass for any parenting challenge, not all the external advice, and also so you're not just reacting on the fly to every little thing that happens, so you actually are anchored in your truth and you're taking time to connect to it. That's the intention for this ritual. And we also want to wish you a powerful new moon. It's new moon time all around the world, and we're using the energy of the new moon, which is kind of about new beginnings and kind of creating new commitments to really solidify and bring more power to this ritual, to step into your core values anew with this new energy.
Beautiful. Yeah. We don't have comments up yet, just so you know. In case you want to actually, it'd be good if we could see and talk to people.
How come we can't see the video?
You have to refresh, because when you were in our feed, we weren't there. Yeah, so today's ritual and the process is really about our values. And we all have them. As mothers, as human beings, we all have a set of values or beliefs that are guiding us through our lives. And we have them definitely as mothers. Sometimes they're not always on the surface though, like sometimes they're not really in our conscious awareness. They're kind of floating around like we're not really aware of them and acting from that place all the time, but we have them. We have these ideas of what's really important to us, what's okay for us and what's okay for our children and what's not, and all those pieces. When you're clear on what your truth is, what these inner values are, you bring them right up into your conscious awareness, you can act from that place. You can step from that place. And you can move into a place of being a bit more proactive, in a place of conscious choice more, instead of just reacting and responding to whatever is being thrown at you in your day. And so today we're going to do a ritual, so we're going to anchor that into our bodies and bring a piece of truth out that's something that's going to carry you forwards, that's relevant for whatever's going on for you today. And we're also going to do a coaching process which will support all that and bring it all out. So we can...
Absolutely. Yeah, we can begin.
We can begin.
So we'll begin with our intention for this ritual. So as you're listening, if you can, close your eyes. Otherwise, just listen to the words and breathe them in. Like, bring this intention into your body. So the intention for this ritual is to create the space for you to create who you want to be as a mother, from a place of intention and acting from your own inner truth, rather than reacting on the fly, and also rather than seeking answers outside of yourself. So our intention is that within, and that you feel access to them, and you feel connection with them, and that you're intentionally creating yourself and your relationships from your own inner truth and your deep soul connections with your loved ones.
Beautiful. Let's find the piece in that you want to anchor to today. And so now we get to take a moment and create our space. So if you can keep your eyes closed, or you can just pause and turn inwards for a moment, this is a good time. And so bring your awareness to your breath. And just take a full breath in and out. Just being with your breath, being with your body, coming present to your body in this moment. And on your next breath, we want to intentionally shift our breathing. So deepen it, slow it down a little, and allow it to become smooth and rhythmic, connected. And just stay with your breath. Now on your next breath, breathe down. Imagine that you're pulling all your energy out of your head, out of your chest. Breathe down deep down into your pelvis, down into your womb. And allow yourself to become weighted in your pelvis. And just breathe into this space for a breath or two. Allow everything to slow down a little more. This is our center of gravity, so allow ourselves to just come into that. Allow spaciousness. And now when you're sitting here thinking about this intention today, thinking about living from your own innate truth, the truth that exists within you, the wise parts of you that know the way forwards for you and for your children. Just breathe that in. And I want you to imagine casting a circle around you. You might imagine it, you might visualize it, you might physically do it with your hands. Anything is fine. But imagine containing yourself within a sacred space. And as the circle forms, notice that you have a container. This container allows you to really work with the energy, to really work with your truth in this space. So we're going to bring in our truth really firmly here. So I want you to imagine or visualize calling in the divine, whatever it is for you today. It might just be a sense of your own truth. It might be the universe. It might be a goddess. It might be a quality. It might be God or any other deity, whatever it is for you. Imagine breathing it into the circle. As you breathe in, feel it coming into your space. And feel it infusing you with your own sense of your truth. Your truth is there within you, and feel it respond to this energy. Feel it bubbling up. Feel yourself knowing just even if it's a tiny bit, a little bit clearer, what's important to you. What's really important to you today? And just breathe and sit with it for a moment.
Now we're going to do a very small amount of journaling. If you don't have pen and paper with you, you can speak it to yourself. If possible, speak it out loud to yourself. Otherwise, just go through the process in your mind. And these questions are designed to get you in touch with your core values, with the things that are really important to you as a mother, that if you were living them, you were living in alignment with your truth, and you felt you were in integrity with who you want to be. And these are things that you already know, but this is just about consciously anchoring them into your body, consciously living them. And the two questions that we're going to share with you actually come from a much more in-depth process that we share in the Inner Truth Kit. So if you want to check that out, it's on our website. If you just go to mothersawakening.com and look for the Inner Truth Kit in the shop, you'll see it. So the first question, well actually it's kind of a question. So imagine overhearing someone describe your parenting on an awesome day, and how would they describe it? So what are the ways that you would be showing up? And we'll give a bit of space for you to sit with that question and let your answers come.
If you want to write it in the comments, go ahead. That's a great way of declaring it. And even replay viewers, write in the comments and declare it. And Kara and I always check back later and answer anyone who views it on the replay. So we're still totally here with you.
Absolutely. So just in case you didn't hear that question, I'll repeat it, in case people are coming at different times. It's imagine overhearing someone describe your parenting on an awesome day. How would they describe it? What are the ways that you would be showing up?
So these that you're pulling out here are actually your values on how you want to show up as a mother. What's important to you that you be bringing to your children in terms of how you relate to them, how you engage with them, how you interact, all those pieces. These are actually things that are really important to you. These are values.
And then the next question is, what values and qualities do you feel would be of greatest benefit to your children and to the communities that they will live in well into the future? But also, what values do you want to impart onto your children?
What will they need? There's no right and wrong when it comes to your own personal values. You don't have to be wondering if there's some correct answer. Your correct answer is what's inside you.
And if you're here live, share any of it in the comments. We'll totally check it out. And we may even give you some examples as we go further around how you can bring what you've written into your practice and your values.
It's kind of quiet today.
It is.
Okay, so notice what you've just written there. Just scan over it. It's just stream of consciousness writing. You're just writing, getting some stuff down on the paper. Bring yourself back to your breath. Even as you're writing, breathe. Allow your energy and the energy in the space that you've created, your container, allow it to cycle through your body. And you can stop writing if you want, or you can keep writing if there's stuff there that wants to come out of you, whatever's working. But breathe and circle or circulate the energy with your breath. And as you do so, just keep allowing your truth within you to expand on your breath. Each in-breath, allow the truth to expand in your body and feel it start to move and circulate in your body and in your little space that you've cast. And just feel it bubbling up. And notice how it feels to you, what your truth feels like to you. Probably feels empowering. It probably feels like a real yes in your body.
And now what you're going to do is, if you've written it down, underline 3 pieces of your writing that most speak to you at the moment, that really jump out at you. The pieces that say, this is what's really important to me. And if you haven't written it down, then just notice the bits when you said it that really hit home.
Yeah. And it might not be anyone that felt like the most important or the most logical. I mean, it might be. They'll probably be there too. But you might be surprised. There might be one value that is super important to you, but is the one now that no matter what's floating around your head is like, yeah, that one is so important to me.
And now tune into your family at the moment and tune into kind of where you're at in your family, and if there's any stuff that's happening that maybe feels a bit off, or anywhere where there's disconnection, any things that you want to shift. And in those pieces of writing, those sets of values or those concepts that you underlined or that you circled or that really stood out to you, pull out 3 values. And the values might already be written, actually written, for example, honesty or connection or playfulness, love, it might be written like as a word or a couple of words, but it might also be kind of said underneath the words. Like, for example, if you've said, I want to give more to my children, or I want to be spending more time with my children, then maybe the value underneath that might be presence and connection. So just pull out the ones that, the three values that, firstly, that most speak to you, but also that are really applicable to where your family is right now. The values that you know really serve your family dynamic right now and serve the things that are going on in your family at the moment. The ones that will create the most transformation and the most connection.
Yeah. And they might be ones that are really inward ones for you about how you show up, even if you're trying to shift an external situation. So when we were creating this, I ran through it. I was the guinea pig running through it. And even though what I was most concerned about in my week was someone else's behaviour, the one that when I really tuned into my truth was definitely something that I needed to show up and I needed to do. So it actually had nothing to do with them at all. It was really me. And that's the one that really spoke to me and really stood out and called to me.
And you will discover that if you follow that, if you follow your truth, follow what calls to you, that will be the answer, even if your head doesn't think it is.
Absolutely. Over logic, definitely. And it definitely was the case when I tried it on and did it as my practice for the next 24 hours.
So, yeah, write your values, the ones that you're claiming, the ones you're stepping into and living, in the comments. And
okay, so when you've had a moment to write them down and just notice what's there, we're going to turn these values now into something that we call practices or actions. So we're going to translate it into things that you can actually physically be doing. You know, so if you had a value of love, that's great to hold that intention and that value, but sometimes it's also good to have something a bit more concrete to enact in any given moment. That's what we're going to do right now. So all of these following questions, they lead to the same place. They lead to the actions or the practices that you want to bring into your day or bring into your next 48 hours. So you don't have to answer every single one of these, but I'm going to just say them all so that they get that questioning mind and the answering mind flowing for you. So have a look over your values that you've written. And the first question is, how would I model this value? How would I model this? How would I show it in action? How would I do this? How would I act this value out? How could I embody this value as I relate to my children? Or even how would I involve my children in this experience or this value right here and right now? How would I interact with them? How would I get them to experience this value? So just sit with that and write stream of consciousness, just allow it to flow, whatever comes out. Or jot down a couple pieces. And you don't actually need a lot. You ideally only need 1 to 3. So you're not looking for a heap of things. Probably the first thing that comes is the right thing.
And then again, just like we did earlier, look over what you've written, what you've sat with, and look for the bit that really stands out to you, the bit that calls to you, the one that hits home, the practice that feels like a yes right now. And again, it, like we said before, it might not seem in a logical sense like it directly answers the issues going on in your family, but it feels like the true practice for you right now. So trust that.
And the truth is either this sense of yes in my body, like this expansion, or it can actually be yes, that's it, like a knowing, even if it comes with a bit of a heaviness, like a, oh yeah, that's the one. Okay, it'll still feel like that's the one, but it might not always feel like choice. It can go in either direction, but still be truth.
And the beauty of this is kind of your parenting guidance. This is like your answers, or it's like going to a parenting expert. You're going within and you're asking yourself, and this practice is like your answer that is fully stemmed from and fully embedded in your truth, your core values. So it's coming from a place that is fully in integrity for you, but also really applicable for you and for your children.
And the other thing that it creates is when you're parenting from your own truth, you come into alignment with yourself. You're not out of integrity in different places in your body. And when you're in alignment with yourself, you become very congruent. And that means that your words and your actions, they all line up together, and your energy, you're kind of all in a straight line, which means you're a very powerful force. You're powerful not only in the way that you lead your family, in the way you express out into the world, in the way you feel as you move around your day. So coming from your truth, rather than placing that anchor outside of yourself on some expert out there, which leads you off center all the time and not really in yourself, it's about coming back into your own alignment. And that's what coming from your truth is going to do for you, from your own internal guidance. And you do actually want to get to one practice. So out of everything that you've written there, just grab the one. And that can be, if you're like me, that can be tough. I'm not like a one person in either or. I have trouble with that. But go for one. And the reason I say go for one is you just want one simple anchor. And what will happen is the other one or two that we're going, oh, but I want these two, they'll just automatically float to your awareness in the moment. Like they'll come with the practice. They'll just flow into it. You don't need to hold three in your head and hope that they all come back to you. One, and all the other stuff will come forwards. Okay, you have so much wisdom, not only your innate wisdom in who you are as a mother, you've also got all the stuff you've already crammed into your mama toolkit, all the stuff you've read and all the things you've tried on and all the techniques you've swapped with other mothers. It's all floating around in your head. You're, already PhDs in parenting. So what you want is one practice to anchor to.
And that's the thing that brings all of that knowledge, all the stuff that you theoretically know, into the moment. Do it like, oh sorry, my phone, I did not silence it. Sorry.
Okay, I'm going to keep talking over the phone. Will I keep talking or could you
Yes,
write?
keep talking.
Okay. I didn't put my phone on aeroplane either, so I could... Anyway, it'll be fun. Now I've forgotten what we were saying. Distracting.
Just that you, it's so easy to get lost in the busyness, the hecticness, and then to beat yourself up about, I'm not doing all this shit that I know, like, I'm a failure. Like, if you've just got one simple thing that felt like a yes to you and you can leave all the rest, then you can have success in that. That's all you dive into. You don't need to do all the rest.
Don't need to hold so much in our heads all the time. Yeah. Okay, so get to your one practice and declare it. So write it on a piece of paper, write it in the comments, do whatever you want to do, but fully declare it. Okay, so close your eyes again for a moment and breathe that into your body. Notice that as you breathe that practice in, the intention behind it and the energy and the value, it all comes with it. Just breathe it into your body. It's floating in this contained space we have. You can breathe it in.
I'm sorry.
That's okay. And I want you to close your eyes and imagine now how the rest of this day might play out. So just, we're visualizing, we're just imagining. Imagination is totally valid in this. We just want to imagine how the day looks if you were to totally take your practice and apply it everywhere you could possibly imagine. Just snapshots in your day of how it's going to play out, or even snapshots how it has in the past. If you picked connection or getting down right on ground level with my kids, look at all the moments where you've done that in the past. Imagine doing it today. Imagine all the spaces where you could really be present and down with them. Breathe all that into your body. Allow this energy to circulate and flow and call it in. And as you breathe deeply, imagine breathing your value in. It's in this container. I want you to breathe it into your body. And notice where it goes to in your body. Notice, imagine it going and settling in some place in your body, and notice where it goes. And any place is valid, don't question it. This is not a logical, rational mind piece. It might go to your heart, it might go to your womb, it might go to your hands, it might go to your head. It doesn't, just notice where it goes. And just breathe into that. If it was a colour, what colour would this be? This value, this intention, this practice. And as you breathe, allow it to fill you. Allow yourself to imagine fully living this value of yours today. Fully expressing it in every moment. That it just oozes out of you as you move through your day. And as you do that, notice this wise, inner, divine mother within you. She is always there. The mother that you most want to be is within you. She is there whispering to you, pointing out the way forward for you, the way that is your truth. And as you come into living that truth, she expands and you'll feel her in your body. You'll feel her rejoice. You'll feel her rise up. Allow her to do that. Allow your wisdom within you to bubble up, to expand within. Feel into where she is in your body right now, where your intention is. Breathe into that and anchor it in your body. You can do that by putting your hands wherever it is on your body. Really feel her and your values anchored within. Beautiful. And now that all the energy is sucked into you, you can release your circle. And we can talk just for a moment on how you work your practice. So your practice is intensely powerful. Your practice is what takes you from this is how I want to show up to what you actually do in the moment. It's the way to bridge that gap that can sometimes occur between what we want and what actually happens. So you have one practice, one simple thing to do. This is your go-to. Anytime it floats to your awareness in the day, like how could I enact that right now? How could I live that? How could I embody that? How could I model that? Whatever comes. How could I bring it into this moment? If you have no idea what to do in a situation today, that is your go-to. Enact your practice. And allow whatever bubbles up after that to come. But your practice is that switch. It's flipping that switch into consciousness, into conscious choice. And the more you can do that, the more everything will move into flow. The more everything will align with that value and just flow out of you.
Yeah.
Is there anything you want to add about the practice? It's a big topic, but anything that they need for the next 24 hours?
Well, just to be gentle with yourself about what you're doing and how you're doing it. Like, if all you do is recall your practice once in the day, that is huge, and that's better than not doing it at all. Like, really celebrate your progress.
Absolutely. Yep, celebrating your any progress just invites more of it, encourages more of it. And one step is all you need. One step is the direction, is the momentum.
Absolutely.
So deep dive into your practice. Really see how far and wide you can take it. So I'm going to give you a quick example. I had a practice that was a couple of years ago now. We've done so many practices over the years, but one that really stands out for me was I took on a practice of, it's not one that I could keep doing for a long time. I'm going to preface that by saying that. But for 24 hours, I was going to explore what it would be like to hold space for anyone who came to me, anyone who interacted with me in the day. That was my intention. And by holding space, for me at the time, that meant being really present to them, really engaged, really focused, and creating a sort of container around us where everything else was like I was totally there for them. And I did it with my children, but I extended that practice so far past my children. It came from a dynamic I wanted to shift between one of my children and myself in that moment. But I took it with everything. I included my partner, I included my friends, I even included the checkout woman at the supermarket, which was she totally was a profound conversation with her. So look at all the ways you can take your practice and that value and bring it into all of the day, everywhere, and watch what happens. Reflect on what happens, because it's amazing. It's always amazing. We've done it so many times with every woman that we've coached. We always do practices, and they always tell the most amazing stories about their practice, and a lot of things that surprise them, that they had no idea were going to come up. Okay, so that's enough about the practice.
Yeah.
Okay.
And enjoy it.
Yes.
So thank you so much for being here. We love connecting intimately with anyone who's engaging with our work and who's getting value from it. So, and we also dedicate, because we're both coaches, and we dedicate a certain amount of our coaching time every week to working with women who aren't clients. So to gifting coaching sessions to new women. And from those coaching sessions, we can explore if we can serve you further and if there's some of our products or programs that work for you. But even if you don't, it's such a special gift for us to connect with new women and to more intimately get to know you and really serve you and hear about your life. So if you want to go a little further, if you want to get in touch with us, please do, because we'll make space for you to have a one-on-one conversation with either of us during the next few weeks from any time when you watch this video.
And it will be a coaching conversation, just so we're clear on this. It will be a total coaching conversation. And by that we mean, just before you get on with this, think about how could this conversation really serve me? What would be really helpful, really powerful for me to get clarity on, to find my own truth on, to know the way forward, whatever it is for you. And it might be on more of your values. That's fine too. But it might not. It could be on anything.
Yes. And that's such a great gift to give yourself. Even though mothers are so wanting to do the best and be the best they can be for their children, so often we're kind of just trying to do that kind of in a bit of a rushed, hectic way. But if you give that kind of gift to yourself, like taking a dedicated time and space out for other people to really be there for you, that's,
for you to be intentional, to have some space to just go, what is within me at the moment? Because your truth is there. I've never coached a woman that when we've created enough space for her to hear her own truth doesn't actually know the way forwards.
Absolutely. Yeah. Totally. And even if the conversation is very internal, I absolutely guarantee that that is a gift to your family, to your children, immeasurably. Like coming back within, in the presence of someone who is here to support you is huge. So reach out to us if you're feeling a yes to that. We'd love to connect with you.
Definitely.
Yeah, and you can email us at clientcare@mothersawakening.com, or you can message us through our Facebook page, Mothers Awakening.
Yeah, we'll get both of those.
Absolutely.
Okay, beautiful women. It was so lovely. And men, in case, because we do occasionally get emails saying we're men. So hello if you're a man.
Beautiful humans.
Yes.
Thank you for being here with us.
Thank you so much. We hope you enjoy your day. We'd love to hear how your practice goes. Let us know. Much love and goodbye.
See ya.
Bye.
I can turn it off.
Okay, now I'll sit here. Bye-bye.